It's another day, and that means another developer is being exposed as massive virtue signalers, and it's not going to surprise many of you, but now Quantic Dream's creepy workplace has been exposed as the blame game backfires over Dustborn. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, it's no shocker to hear that companies are virtue signaling yet again, because that's just what they do. They want to appear like they're genuinely good, caring people, and then behind the scenes, they are awful and really creepy and weird. And now we're hearing about this. This is a article from smashjt.com. It says, in quite the baffling move, Quantic Dream, the publisher behind Red Thread Games' disaster of a, quote, game, Dustborn, decided to go ahead and issue a statement of support for its beleaguered partner, and in the end, it reflected poorly on themselves. Even worse, because as it turns out, they have a lot of skeletons hidden in their closet. Now, yes, Quantic Dream is a company that's received a lot of backlash and a lot of lawsuits over the years, of course. If we go all the way back to 2021, the Detroit dev Quantic Dream actually won a lawsuit without actually disproving the misconduct allegations. They were, suing two French newspapers which had jointly published allegations of misconduct against individuals at the company back in 2018, and the court ruled both for and against the developer, seemingly on the same basis. It said that Mediapart had won the lawsuit against the developer by proving its good faith reporting practices, but that means that the claims against Quantic Dreams reported by Mediapart and its reporting practices have now been verified in a court of law, which of course was a terrible look for them. And then in 2023, we had the appeals court finding Quantic Dream in breach of security obligations over obscene material. A Paris appeals court confirmed that Quantic Dream was in breach of its security obligations by allowing a practice of sharing questionable photo montages. Which, of course, none of this sounds good for them, but it somehow gets even worse, because now they are saying that, oh my gosh, we want to foster a positive community while also just being hypocrites. Of course, Red Thread Games had made a post on social media about the alleged harassment and hate speech that was being levied towards them over Dustborn, which I personally haven't seen. I have seen people criticizing the game, criticizing the developers. I've been criticizing the game and the developers. I streamed 6 hours of that game. I don't think I can go back. I genuinely think I'm tapped out. But they decided, instead of coming out and saying, hey, listen, we get that this isn't a game for everyone, and just being generally respectful towards the human beings that are supposed to be consuming their content and the people they actually need to swipe their credit cards in order to continue to make games, they insulted us by saying, you guys have been harassing us. We've seen vitriol and hate speech without showing any examples. And then they decided to silence us by locking the replies on that thread. And on other posts they've made, they have hidden tons of replies. So they say that they want to foster a good community and they want to communicate with their audience, but they are doing the exact opposite, and Quantic Dream decided to stand by them, saying, we want to express our heartfelt support for our partners at Red Thread Games. We stand united against hate in all its forms and are committed to fostering communities built on understanding and respect. Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like they respect other human beings or try to understand their criticisms, given they've been sued several times and they've been accused of fostering a very toxic environment at their company. I mean, there are several developers over the years that have come out and said, yeah, Quantic Dream, they're really not good people. I mean, inappropriate conduct allegations, not fair pay allegations, a plethora of different things. And of course, when you double down on a bad take, you're just pouring gasoline on a fire that should have never been started in the first place. And David Cage is somebody who has added to the problematic past, because adding to the irony of Quantic Dream's moral posturing is the shadow of its president and founder, David Cage, which, by the way, I don't know what these, web techs are doing, but they spelt publishing wrong here. The CEO and head of publishing, which is Definitely great look for them, but it says for Beyond Two Souls, Cage literally stole family photos of Ellen Page, now Elliot Page, to capture her likeness at a younger age, showing the extent of his so-called ambitions, which, yep, is another problem. Ellen Page, again, now Elliot Page, explored legal action against Sony after the nude video game images leaked online, which is just a massive freaking yikes. I mean, of course, the people that are the loudest and try to, highlight the most how good they are, how genuinely passionate they are, usually are the ones with the most skeletons in their closet. They're trying to cover up for some bad behavior in the past. And yeah, I understand that this happened years and years and years ago. This is not new, but at the same time, we are talking about someone who, yes, is still at the company, someone who is still working on products, someone who is still overseeing products. So it's good to not forget what they've done in the past and the way that they've acted, because it doesn't really seem like much has changed. I mean, again, some of this only goes back to 2023, which was not that long ago. And over the years, his work has been criticized because he does have a little bit of an obsession with shower scenes, attempted rape, and awkward sex. But in my opinion, while that is a little bit weird just because it's a pattern, at the end of the day, he's allowed to create this content. If it fits into his work, I'm not going to judge it too harshly. I'm fine with seeing more, adult content and mature themes within my video games and movies and TV shows. So that for me isn't really that much of an issue. My issue is that, again, people like Ellen Page explored legal action against Sony after the nude video game images leaked online. The workplace harassment charges jolted Quantic Dream, the makers of Detroit Becoming Human, as it says. And, who could have predicted that the guy who spent a year hunting down photos of Ellen Page as a younger person and put a nude model of her in his game without her knowledge or consent would be a just generally terrible person, which, yeah, I mean, he has done a lot of very weird and creepy things over the years. So it will be interesting to see now that there is more backlash surrounding Quantic Dream and Dustborn, if he comes out and he makes any statements, if Quantic Dream decides to make any statements, because gamers are much more vocal now than they were in 2018 and 2019 when a lot of this backlash surrounding the company was going on. People are, much happier with speaking their minds. They know that companies are not going to change unless they speak up. So, of course, I will be keeping my eye on this to see if Red Thread makes another statement, if Quantic Dreams makes another statement. But Quantic Dreams' creepy workplace has been exposed, and it's all because of Dustborn, which is absolutely hilarious. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.